we have like a post-colonial identity crisis in this country, but America's identity crisis, it comes from the fact that they are sort of searching for cultural identity. That's why they love British people so much, because we remind them of their history, right? And that's, you know, if you go to America and you have a British accent, you get a lot of love. But there's one group of Americans who don't like you if you're British, and that's Irish Americans. Some of you might know this. I was in New York 2 years ago, and I was in a bar, and some guy comes up to me and goes, "Hey buddy, I'm an 8th Irish, okay? So fuck you, you British traitor." And that annoyed me for 2 reasons. Firstly, because of all the charges levelled by the Irish at the British, treachery is not really one of them. It's not like we were part of some joint venture with the Irish and we turned our back on them. And it's historically inaccurate. But worse than that, an 8th isn't a respectable fraction of ethnicity. In Britain, there's sort of an unspoken rule that anything less than a quarter makes you sound like a twat. But Americans are so desperate for cultural identity. They say things like, "I'm actually a 16th Navajo." There's a sort of spiritual side to my character. But not all of our colonies have that sort of identity crisis. I mean, some of them have very independent cultural identity. Like India, it's very different to England. And I was there 3 months ago. I think the biggest difference between India and England is the arranged marriage. And I read the Hindustan Times, where they have a section called matrimonials, where people can advertise their sons and daughters for arranged marriage. And I saw the following advert. A highly respected family from South Delhi seeks suitable match for their beautiful daughter. Slightly obese. What I like about the phrase slightly obese is that it suggests that for some people, obesity is less of a turn-off if it's slight. It's slightly. The smallest hint of obesity. The faintest whisper. On the tip of your tongue. Like the wind. Peace. If you're obese, you're extremely fat, and there's no getting around it. But it's typical of the sales technique in India to use a subtle turn of phrase to cover up a fundamental fraud. So you'll be in a restaurant and say, "Is this dish vegetarian?" "Sir, I come from 17 generations of Jain. You've been vegetarian for 10,000 years. I guarantee you this dish is 100% vegetarian, mostly." "Bro, do you know the way to the airport?" "Almost the entire." So, it's difficult being vegetarian, but not a lot of cultures handle my vegetarianism that well. Anyone in the audience vegetarian? It's a low protein wave. Quinoa. I did a gig in Brixton like 6 months ago. Some of my friends were there for this, and I asked that question if anyone in the audience was vegetarian. It was a very rude boy crowd. Not as rude as you guys, but they were tough. And the room fell silent, except for one guy at the back who just went, "What?" Which is a strangely violent way for him to confirm his vegetarianism. Because it was sort of like him saying, "Yeah, I'm a vegetarian, but don't get it twist, fam. I'm not a pussy. It's not bust my gun." And I thought to myself, it must be difficult if you're a rude boy to come out to your friends as a vegetarian. So you're sort of like, "Yeah, you know what, B? I've been thinking recently that I might be a vegetarian." "Are you serious? What are you going to do if one of the man then comes up to you and says, 'Yo, I haven't eaten all tofu and chickpeas and ordering the Veggie Deluxe meal with Mickey D's, fam, when everyone knows the Veggie Deluxe option's intended to be ironic.' What are you going to do?" I don't know, bro. Look, if you're going to do this, you've got to start carrying a gun. A gun? You think so? I know, so rude boy. But I've been carrying a knife ever since I started recycling in 2008. A couple of men tried to stick me up when they saw me separating paper from plastic. That's just recycling. You know, as a vegetarian, the cultural diversity of Britain, for us, is very obvious. For example, We have a dish in Britain, you'll be aware, which is a sausage wrapped in bacon. What's the name of that dish, Sean?
Pig in a
A pig in a blanket. A pig in a blanket. Now, as a concept, that's gratuitously sadistic. Because for the pig, that's the blanket made from the flesh of another pig. It sounds like the sort of thing Hannibal Lecter would do if he was ever on Sesame Street. Hello, children. Today we're going to learn how to make a pig in a blanket. We have a special guest joining us. Come in, Miss Piggy. Hi, Dr. Lecter. Wow, the lights turned off. Hush now, Piggy. Let me push you to bed. Okay. This blanket feels weird. It's kind of clammy, but familiar somehow. Reminds me of my mom. Oh, yes, you might say your mother helped me make it. Hold still while I strap you in. Good, I'm going to turn the lights on now. Why? Mama? Good, now, why don't you just calm down? Slip the whole thing under a preheated grill for 15 minutes. Hey, presto, pig in a blanket. A pig in a fucking blanket. But, this sort of, she didn't know shit in England, it makes you cynical. This sort of nastiness in you. And my cynicism, my British cynicism, which I've experienced, comes down all different kinds of arenas, like in job interviews, for example. I'm very cynical. I can't handle off-the-wall questions. I'm too cynical for off-the-wall questions in job interviews. Questions like, if you were a biscuit, what sort of biscuit would you be? It's absolutely impossible for me to ever become a biscuit. No, we're sort of wacky around here. So, if you were, sort of, I'd be a biscuit with bones, flesh, and a conscience. I'd be a human biscuit. That doesn't really exist. Or I'd be a digestive biscuit. Okay, why? Because like myself, digestive biscuits are hard-working, self-motivated team players with keen interest in tax law. Ultimately, we both crumble under pressure, and they're threatened by hobnobs. Yeah, not really playing the game. How about this one? If you had to relive any moment in your life, what would it be? Probably the moment I found out I had chlamydia. Okay, why? Well, you know, chlamydia is sort of a gateway STD. One of the softer STDs. When you find out you first got it, you're nervous, but symptoms aren't that bad. You start flirting with harder STDs. Go to squat parties and sleep with sex workers from third world countries. You have anal sex. You receive anal sex. You sell your possessions and buy a ticket to Rio to work a strip as a transvestite prostitute. You get kidnapped by a drugs gang, which strangely isn't that bad because you have to service each member daily, and the excitement of dabbling in the cocktail of diseases that they've contracted keeps your hope alive. But you're not always chasing that first moment in the gun clinic when the nurse tells you. Right, so that's the moment you relive, is it? Oh. Actually, I got a scale X trick when I was 6. I was also wicked. Working at Bananas for 3 years now.